Welcome, Leo. This is your weekly focus, March the 11th through to the 17th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. And let's get right to the cards and see what this week has in store for you and how to maneuver through it successfully. Oh, we start with the Page of Wands. Wow. Okay, so what do you want? This is, this is the week where you put that energy into uh, grabbing a piece of paper and a pen and writing out your tomorrow of the abundance, of the joy, of the love, of the happiness, of the balance that you want in areas of your life where you want them. So it could be about your health and well-being. It could be about family or friends or love. It could be about work, career. It could be about just your day-to-day routine. It's about your pleasures, your creativity. So, write it out or go online and just print out a bunch of different pictures and make a collage of what your future is going to look like. I mean, use that energy and focus into what you truly want. I mean, definitely, if nothing else, have a conversation with seemingly yourself, with God, your angels, your spirit guides, to contemplate your future, to see where you want to step into, to see where the most happiness and joy is in your life. The slate's pretty well clean here, and it is clean. So what are you adding to your future? Where are you seeing yourself going? What happiness do you expect to step into? Accomplishments, learning experiences. And since you're at this point of the brink of your tomorrow, so to speak, behind us, it even looks plainer. Like, at least there's some contrast here. Like, behind us, it's very smooth, and so it's done. It's past. We're taking the good energy, the strong energy with us, and we're leaving it in the past. So it's just a flat landscape. But here, we have some texture coming in. So there's a sense of doing something, of not just affirming it this week, not just sitting there in meditation and picturing it this week, but to put some kind of action or substance behind that mental thought. The Empress. Wow. You are in new moon energy. And everybody kind of just says, oh, no, no, pull back, because Mercury's retrograde, but it's the only planet that's retrograde. And so, if anything, you are thinking about what worked and what didn't work in your life, what you're leaving behind, what you truly want to step into. When it comes to your happiness, when it comes to your joy, when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to love and romance, what does it look like, for goodness sakes? Because the Empress is here, and so the Empress brings in this fertile energy of birth, of new birth, rebirth, being grounded in nature, going forward with a love and a passion and an empathy and a compassion. And maybe that empathy and compassion is turned back into you, knowing that you are deserving of what the Empress can wish for in her path forward. You are the Empress. And then we have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands comes into play here. Wow. This is marriage proposals, new partnerships, firm foundations. So wherever you are planning to go, this card says it's time to just, hit the pause button momentarily. And we are in new moon energy, so we don't want to stop that forward motion. But we need to see where we are, see where we have built our foundations, our strength, and where we have started to build from those. And yeah, it's 4 posts in the ground. But I mean, this is where we're hanging up a little bit of garland and seeing what the next step is going to look like once we start to close it in, give it some structure, making the plans, teaming up with the right people, and celebrating where you're sitting right now. So it's kind of like taking a snapshot of the here and now and where you want to go going forward. Now, I think, even though it's marriage, this is the marriage card, it's more in work, career, your stature within the community, what you do within the community, your vocation, perhaps, maybe some kind of recognition or achievement. So, where that part of your life is right now. So it's also a confirmation, especially following the Empress, that you do have those foundations in place, even if you don't think that they're there. But I think in some way you know it, that you can build upon it now, that you can dream about your tomorrow. But there's, with the wands there, the wands it usually has that action with it. And so that's why I'm thinking with Mercury retrograde, maybe you want to write it out. Maybe you want to make that collage. Maybe you actually want to envision it so it's tangible, even if it's on a piece of paper, tangible, and to grow it in some way. The Empress following that just tells you that whatever you want, I mean, it could be your greatest passions, your dreams, letting out your creativity. And you've already got the foundations in order to do that in the here and now. In some way, in some form, you can go forward from this point. The next card, though, the one that really means it is, of course, the chariot that says, whoa, pull it back. Think about it. You don't want to be making rash decisions right now. You don't just want to say, you know what, I'm just going to throw everything into this and I'm going to go with it because I've been feeling it and I can create my tomorrow and I made this beautiful collage and, that's what it's going to look like. I know it now. Don't do that. Okay, you want to hold it back. You want to think it through. You want to look at that collage every day. You want to read your words every day. Or perhaps write just a little bit more every day. And grow that plan, that strategy of where you are now and how you are going forward. I kind of have this inner giggle every time I say pull on the reins here for this card because almost all tarot decks show no reins. That those horses are going of their own free will, and it's that connection that the horses feel with you that really move you forward. So it's your connection. So if you're trying to get that promotion and work, it's growing that connection this week with people. It's not rushing out there and saying, I deserve this in my life. I want this promotion. I want this dollar per hour. And not respecting the person you're talking to. Or just saying it as it is and being a little bit too blunt with it. Being too demanding or how do you interact with people? Do you get into their space too much? Do you allow them to take the lead? It could be the exact opposite here. But so we have these firm foundations in which to move. Yeah, it's about hitting the pause button. I thought I was a little, it's a new moon energy. But put that energy into really thinking about how you are going to move forward. The opportunities that you want to ride into. The promotion. and connect with people. And so there would be something in here about, the sun in Pisces, our intuition is always higher than any other time of the year. So if you meet somebody and it doesn't feel right, chances are it's not right. It's about treating those horses with respect and compassion and them wanting to take you on your journey forward. Them wanting to be a partnership with you in one way or another. Maybe it's within the community in some way. Maybe you have to give them a chance to get to know just how fabulous you are and what you bring to the table before you just race right in there and say, I can do this all better. I know this is my first meeting, but I know I can do this better, so I'm just going to take over from here. You might end up in that position, but it's the strategizing in order to get there. But it's a lot about the bonding, I think, with other people in order to get there. And growing those relationships and strengthening those relationships. I usually don't get that for this card. I don't really bring the horses in there except as energies, perhaps, pulling us in different directions and not knowing which way to go. But I got a strong connection, especially because it mainly lays with the Four of Wands. And that's a connection with another person, at least one other person. So let's go to love and relationships, shall we? We have the Hangman. Oh my goodness, the energy of the year is here in love and relationships this week for you. So 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9. 2019 is a 12 energy. And in numerology, you would bring that down to a single digit, so 3. So 2019 is a 3 energy in numerology. But a numerologist will look at how we got to that 3, and we should too, every one of us, and understand that it is because of the 12 energy that we can actually embrace the 3 energy of the year. So it's the energy that is the strongest with all of us collectively. So the Hangman shows up in love and relationships. Now, love and relationships, when I do love and relationships, yeah, it could be a partner, a soulmate, a lover. It could be a parent, a child. It could be your best friend. It could be somebody that you're close to within the community. So we're looking at all the people we love in our life. And so applying this to many areas of our life. And the Hangman comes in and it is asking us to accept what is. Yeah, and it's usually a tree that we're in. We're hanging upside down. Usually the legs would make the letter 4 or the number 4 here for that grounded that we feel here, that we need to feel, the balance. And it's thinking things through. So once again, we have the chariot on the one side. We also have this for relationships. And there's a lot of emotion here. I mean, look at the waves behind us. Or maybe that's clouds. And to find that stillness, to take time to just be, to take time to reflect. Maybe it's time to let go of some control that you have within the relationship. Let them make the decision for a change. You'll never live with it, right? You go with the flow. I don't think that's you at all. Page of Wands and the Hangman together. And where do you want that relationship to really blossom? How do you want that relationship to blossom, to grow? Is it a good relationship for you? Does it need to be left behind in the past? Maybe we're bringing parts of ourselves from another relationship and applying it to the current relationship. And it's not the same energy. And so we need to step into the relationships and how we are evolving it, where we want it to go. So this could be where we need to sacrifice ourselves more or give of ourselves more or surrender more, or maybe it's where we need to take our power back so that we are honoring ourselves and our truth in some way here. It's about maybe ending a struggle that you've been having within the relationship. And I don't necessarily think that we're going to be talking about it this week, or maybe towards the end of the week. Maybe we give it a couple of days of thought to think about our approach and what we truly want that relationship to be at the end of the conversation. So, what are we saying to them? Or what environment are we enjoying with them or not enjoying with them? And what environment maybe does it need to be? Looking for a new relationship, I mean, we have the Empress in the middle. Okay, so what do you want that new relationship to be? If you are just entering a relationship, looking for a relationship, define to yourself. Define to yourself what you want that relationship to look like or consist of in some way, and then raise your energy. Look at how you can raise your energy to meet that energy out there in the world. The person who's looking for you, maybe your new best friend. If you are within a relationship, it's growing, it's evolving, it's transforming, it's time to take the next step. So it's about really thinking about what you want that next step to look like, that next commitment within the relationship, or where you want it from them. If you've been in a relationship for a while, this is a time to really understand where you might have given your power away and where you need to give away your power within the relationship. And our final card is the Ten of Wands. Breathe. It's time to hit the pause button here. I know it's new moon energy, so I can't believe I'm really saying this because I want to tell you to go forward and step into your dreams. But this is definitely about hitting the pause button, but only to align yourself with how to go forward properly. So you've got some great ideas there. It's time to take that sack off, lay those wands out. Understand that some of them have great growth potential and others are deadwood. So there is definitely a time when you are making, this is a time that this week is a decision making week of what you are taking forward with you in many aspects and what are you leaving behind. I mean, the Page of Wands came out and said that at the very beginning. We have the Chariot here and the Hangman, each on each side. So those are both backing it up, pulling it back kind of energy, to realign yourself, refocus yourself perhaps. Maybe it is re-examining your plan, where your focus lays. Does it belong in your sack? Is it a part of your past? What has growth potential in your life? Where do you want to put your focus? Where do you want to put your energy? I'm going to lay that with the Empress because this is where the new beginnings come. This is where they materialize for you in your life. You have to give it the thought of what you truly want to start in your life, begin in your life, where you want to be creative, where you want to expand your self-expression in some way, where you want to experience love and romance. Where you want to expand your creativity or your inventiveness. And really understand the things that you are doing now that really don't fit that new path forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.